Michael Hernandez here, MLH Media Uncensored, episode 7 here today. For sure, episode 7. And I'm here today with a very, very special guest, a gentleman that is going to be headlining LFA 198 over there at the Commerce Casino, making his return, LerryAnn Douglas. How you feeling today, my man? I mean, it has been
Great.
it's been an absolute ride. 3 fights in 2024. Now you're returning
Yeah.
back home. It's got to be feeling special.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love fighting in California. I love the people here. I love the energy. So it's a pleasure fighting for the third time in the same place. So I'm blessed.
Yeah, you earned that interim title over there at the Commerce Casino originally. How did that feel I mean, you've had a lot of accomplishments in your mixed martial arts career. A lot of people have spoken your Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. You have a long standing wrestling career, Muay Thai black belt, I believe. I mean, where does earning that LFA title stand in the kind of list of accomplishments for you?
Yeah, it was great, man. It's always a great feeling, you know, but I think it's just another step for my main goal, which is the UFC World Champion. And I think that's a good start.
And for you, somebody that has a lot of people around you that have been at that UFC level, or is, like now you're working over there with Bloodline, and we're going to kind of get into that a little bit later as well. But how is that to kind of see the steps leading into it? Now you've been on a roll over there at LFA, 11-5 in your career, possibly putting yourself on the brinks of that UFC role. How is it now? Now that the days are passing, the fights are passing, and it's almost seeming one step closer in a way.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I just can't wait to be there, and I can't wait to show the world what I can do. It's just like a dream coming reality. Like you said, I have so many good people around me, like you know UFC fighters, like Cub Swanson, Cris Cyborg. Like it's I can't explain that. It's just such a blast.
Cris Cyborg recently just had a huge fight over there in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
over there on the whole other side of the world. How was that for you to get to kind of watch that and to see
Wow.
that whole situation transpire, man? That must have been special.
Yeah. It's an inspiration for me. Like she inspires me. Just the way she trains, the way she fights, and I think I told her like, "Hey, you're just an inspiration for me, and I appreciate that. Being part of your camp and seeing how you do stuff, and see you accomplish it all the best titles in the world. Like so it's like I say, it's a blast, man, just to be around these kind of people.
And you must feel even more special, like how we were saying, you love fighting in California, obviously fighting out of that Huntington Beach area, I believe. But the Los Angeles area, a lot of people may not know, kind of has fostered a lot of the superstars, especially fostering over there from that home country of Brazil. How is it to kind of be another one of those stars kind of coming in? LFA championship belt. It's been donned on a lot of the guys going to the UFC before. It almost feels like, does it feel like history repeats itself in some senses when you're looking at other guys and other people that you take inspiration from, and you're just
Yeah,
like, right?
exactly.
No.
I feel that I'm building my name, building my brand, and eventually people gonna get to know me,
And
especially with the knockouts that I've been doing, and people love that shit. So I think it's wonderful.
what's been kind of the craziest reaction? Because I know Commerce Casino gets jumping there's a fights over
Yeah.
there. LFA. What was kind of the craziest reaction after that main event? After that KO? I mean, lights must have been kind of going off when it was announced, but then when you got that championship win, it must have been even crazier. Can you kind of
Yeah.
detail what the fans
It's
are saying in there?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends here in Orange County, so I bring a lot of people. So it's such a good time after the fight. People there that, always uh people who wants the best for me, and they get to share the same experience, like that feeling and getting the belt, and then after the fight just going to hang out with them. I think it's great, man. It's just like living the dream.
And now you have your teammate Richie Miranda also fighting for an LFA championship
Yeah.
on that same card. That's got to just be a different type of momentum behind it, because now it's even
It's
more motivating that he's a co-main
Yeah.
event right behind you.
It's great, man. Also, Cub Swanson, right? Cub Swanson, Jacob Rosales is fighting too. So we have a really strong room right now, and we pretty much mostly the 45ers are in camp right now. So it's been awesome.
Oh, Jacob Rosales, been playing up and work with you guys over there with Cub Swanson as well. I had
Yeah,
no idea. I
he's
know he's a Den guy over there in OC, but now playing in work with you guys as well. That's an
yeah,
impressive room.
yeah, yeah. He just joined the team a couple months ago, a few months ago, I guess.
Wow, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring up that cup, man. I mean, that's a beautiful cup right there. Let the people see. May the world be filled with joy, my man. You gotta spread the love, brother. Hey, what's the tea that you're drinking on though? What can the
Man,
fans expect out of Mr. LerryAnn
yeah.
Douglas when he goes to the coffee shop?
After the training, I just like to like, for example, today I don't train anymore, so I just like to chill. My body, sit my body down, so I just do a chamomile and a green tea because the weather is changing. I don't want to get sick. So
And then
yeah,
it must be kind of a like a dramatic change for you because you originally hailing over there from Brazil, now moving to California. The weather's a little bit different, I would
a little
argue.
bit.
Like
Yeah, a little
humidity,
bit.
right?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah,
It's the only difference
a lot
that
of
I
my
noticed.
buddies that I know over there from the Brazil area, they always tell me when they
Yeah.
come over here to California, they always say it's you guys say it's hot, it's not hot. And I just always laugh because I feel so bad for you guys in the
Yeah.
winter time because you guys are like it's
Yeah.
freezing, you know?
I
But
think I think California is the perfect weather, man. Like it gets warm, it gets chilly, always sunny. So I think it's a wonderful place. I love this place, bro.
and you've been someone that you can speak from experience because you fought all over the United States. It seemed like has there been any area in particular where when you went over there you're like, man, I'm never touching this place with a 10-inch pole. Maybe I'm gonna stay in LA. I'm gonna stay in Huntington.
Yeah. I love mostly the cities here in America and mostly the states. But I think I don't have a place like that I feel like, oh, I don't want to come back here anymore, like something like that. But I feel like that's my favorite place is California. I like to go to New Mexico for training. I have a lot of, good friends over there. One of my coaches is from there, Diori Dominguez, and he's cornering me for this fight. So I like to come out there as well. It's just a different weather, different, vibes, but I like it.
And formerly a Jackson Wink product, you got a big Jackson Wink or former Jackson Wink product taking the stage as we're speaking here tonight over there at UFC 309. John Jones, obviously, going to be fighting in that main event. How is it now? I
Yeah.
mean, you obviously being in the room all those years, but then now you're kind of getting to see all these guys and like really like how we've been stating earlier in this call, the connections and the people that you're working with. It's like
Yeah.
they're really making those larger stages as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I love John Jones, bro. I think he's a great fighter, and I'm looking forward to see him winning tonight.
You think he gets the win unanimously, or how do you think he gets it
Yes.
done?
I don't know, man. It's John Jones, and anything can happen. He can knock the guy out. He can finish the guy. He's just like he's the best, bro. The best.
No, it's definitely a popular argument right now in the MMA community, right? Who is the quote unquote GOAT over here in mixed martial arts? And I believe John
Yeah.
Jones definitely does have a big
He's the most
staple.
unpredictable fighter you can imagine. Like he can do whatever. He can do anything
Yeah.
that you don't expect and finish the fight winning. That's the craziest thing. So
And it's absolutely crazy like how you said like he even sees that as well, like his unpredictability and kind of being able to gauge it as well. And it's absolutely wow. It's almost like you, man. You got all these grappling accolades, but then you go in the cage and you're just knocking people's heads off, man. Has that kind of always been a sort of way that you approach the fight game, or is that developed the more and more that you have seemingly gotten comfortable in the mixed martial arts cage?
that's exactly what you said. I was getting comfortable. I was learning more. I like to learning. I like to go Muay Thai classes. I like to go boxing classes, and I really enjoy going to boxing lately. So I just start training at GS camp in India, and with Coach Joel Diaz and Antonio Diaz. In my opinion, one of the greatest coaches, boxing coaches in the country. And I get the lucky to train with those guys and get my hands ready for all my fights. It's been awesome.
It seems like those hands have been in pristine condition, have been ripe to go because I mean, 3 knockout streak now, and then seemingly looking to possibly build on it come December 6th against Elijah Johns, a former title holder over there at LFA, but also a guy that recently kind of had a no contest situation to another former another LA resident in Javier Garcia. How do you feel about the matchup on December 6th against Elijah Johns?
I think it's a good fight. He's a great fighter, and he's on my way. I gotta beat him up.
did you did you find it a little bit funny, because like how you said, you formerly used to train over there, Jackson Wink, and then he's over there kind of in the Texas area. I know that's the kind of common battle is like, I feel like Jackson Wink, that like it's always getting matched up with guys over there from the Texas area. And then I know
Yeah,
you're now at Bloodline, but it just seems like it's following over with you, man. Another Texas guy
yeah,
in the routes.
exactly.
And
And I'm excited for the fight. He's a great fighter, and and I'm a great fighter too. So I'm hoping we're gonna bring a great fight for the fans.
And we've been speaking this whole entire time about, I mean, you've just been working, you've been putting in a lot of time on the mats and have been perfecting your craft over there in the Orange County area. A big part of that group has been like how you mentioned earlier, Bloodline, this kingpin of kind of mixed martial artist over there in the California area. How has it been to work with Cub Swanson and to really, like, I mean, he is probably, if not one of the most intelligent lions on the West Coast when it comes to mixed martial arts, the eye in terms of coaching and just kind of seeing everything. How has it been to work with that whole team?
Yeah, honestly, for me, my in my case, it was a game changer. Like, and we have such a great environment. And at the gym, we always looking for helping each other, and now with that malicious feeling, try to hurt your partner, or try to like win around. We always like pushing each other for real, but in a good way. And Cub Swenson is such a great guy, like great coach. He's doing great as a coach as well. I can tell you guys, he's gonna be a great coach soon. I'm telling you. And I like the way he sees the fighting. The way he coaches me, the way he coach other people. I love
And
the way.
and now that you guys are, it's seeming that would I be wrong in saying that? Seeming you guys are kind of starting to grow the team a little bit more over there in the Los Angeles area, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I heard that there's a lot of people trying to join the team, but Cub is very selective with that. So we know the people we bring in the room, and the people we're letting.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got tons of guys already over there in the UFC, Dan and Cub and Rafa. I mean, there's so many guys already that are over there that are already
It's
in the
gonna be
UFC,
more. It's
and
gonna
there's
be
already
more.
more coming.
Yep.
Can you kind of speak about, I mean, what you feel a win on December 6th, where that puts you? Do you feel like a big win on that it could possibly put you in that contender series spot? Or do you think maybe, a couple more wins over here on LFA, a couple more wins on regional level, and you'll be right at that UFC level alongside Mr. Russell
Yeah.
Garcia and along all your Bloodline teammates?
Yeah, that's my dream. I mean, I've been fighting professionally since 2013, so it's been a while. I started very young, but I have the kind of mindset right now that I just want to fight. Eventually, they're gonna call me and say like, "Yo, we want you." I don't like to create expectations because I don't want to frustrate myself. So I just train for my opponent right now. I beat him up, and after that, if I have to defend the title again, I'll defend the title. If not, UFC calls me. That's awesome. That's great. But you know, my main goal right now is beat this guy. In a good way. And just see what happens. If not, I'll be ready for defend my title, whatever they put in front of me.
I know you said you started this MMA career early, and I was actually going to ask you about that, because you're only 30 years old, but you've had almost 20 professional bouts. I'm
I'm
like,
29.
20, you're still holding on.
Almost there.
Almost there. Still, I mean, almost like I said,
Fuck,
almost
bro. I'm
30.
getting 30, bro. What the fuck?
Almost at the big 3-0, but not yet.
Yeah.
Man, still 2-9, still 2-9. Almost 20 professional fights though. And this is going to be the 17th coming up. I mean, you spoke about that mindset and just really like learning to kind of earlier in your career, was it frustrating? Was it just kind of going through those trials and tribulations?
It's just like you think you're ready, but you're not ready yet. You gotta be honest with yourself, which is hard, to look yourself in the mirror and be like, "Oh man, I'm not ready. I gotta get better." You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
problem is that that's a lot of people, they win fights, they get like, some like 3 4 wins, and they're like, oh, I'm ready for the UFC or something like that. And then they got to the UFC, right? They get the opportunity, and they just got beat up there in the UFC and get kicked out. That's not what I want, That's I want to be there and stay and be one of the top fighters there. So I need to build and be ready to that moment. That's what I think. Might be wrong.
No, I think you bring up a very valid point. I think there's a lot of guys that go into this kind of UFC career, I think, because they've fought all these guys on the regional scene, or because they've fought all this guy at this one promotion that they're, at that top of the top. It's the classic old saying of a big fish in a small pond, as they say. And
Exactly.
then that small fish goes into the even bigger pond of the UFC and gets eaten up by the sharks in there. But yeah,
Exactly.
know you got a big camp. You got a lot of people that help you out. I mean, American League Company's been a big sponsor of you guys over there at Bloodline.
A great, great sponsor.
Anybody else that you wanted to kind of thank before this bout coming up here on December 6th?
It's just I want to thank all my sponsors, American Wico, Tequila Mandala, AMA, Regenerative Medicine, and that's all we got. We got the best sponsors, and we appreciate you all.
It's always a great pleasure getting to speak to you, whether it be over text, on a video call. I will be seeing you on December 6th over there, LFA 198, as LerryAnn Douglas looks to possibly defend his championship belt over there at the 145 weight class as he looks to take on Elijah Johns. But do not miss it, guys. Teammate in the co-main event as well, Richie Miranda, will be looking on to get another champion over there for Bloodline Combat. I mean, it's just got to be got to be bright feelings over there. It's almost like Christmas could come early, possibly on December 6th.
Exactly, dude. That's a great feeling, man. I'm literally very, very excited for this, and I want to get this win and just chill the rest of the year and with my friends and family, and you know that's what I want.
And it's always a great pleasure getting to speak to you, my man. Thank you so much for your
Likewise,
time
bro.
today.
I appreciate
Michael
your time.
Michael Hernandez here, MLH Media, LerryAnn Douglas over there in the Orange County area. I'm going to be signing out.